Here are 3 things from this week's AEW Dynamite in case you missed it. First, Hangman Adam Page beat Wheeler Yuta in an opening match that was a lot like a squash. He also then, after the match, bloodied Yuta up with a chain and teased hanging him over the ropes like he did to Moxley and like the Death Riders did to Colt Cabana this last weekend on Collision. But instead, he held Yuta up, and Yuta bleeding like crazy. And he screamed in his face, like, "Where is all your help? No one's coming to help you." And then he just left him there. And it set up an interesting show closing angle where the Death Riders kind of invaded after the main event match. And we found out that we're going to get a Hangman Moxley rematch next week for the AEW title, with the stipulation that everyone is banned from ringside. Now, that usually means there's, of course, going to be people that show up at ringside, but what an interesting thing, and what a cool way to follow up on the heat of that main event and the impact that it's had, then just kind of getting this out of the way and hopefully setting into motion some plans for this next part of what the Death Rider story is going to be. Second, Will Ospreay cut a promo to update the fans on his health. And he sounded like he was going to be out for like 2 years. It was such a bleak promo at the start. And especially even in the backstage, like showing him walking to the ring, he looked all sad. And he really, really made it sound like it was going to be like an extended absence here. But fortunately, he just has to have a simple surgery for some herniated discs. I don't know if he was making it sound worse to sell the beatdown that he got at the end of All In, or if that's actually the severity of it, but he had said that he had discs that were herniated and compressing into his spine, basically. Not good either way, but he should be back in time for Forbidden Door if everything goes well, which is at the end of August. So a lot more optimistic a prognosis than everything had seemed. I really thought it was going to be like a year and a half or 2, like some crazy neck surgery he was going to have. But really happy that it's just that, and I'm hoping for a fast and quick recovery, of course. And third, we had a really fun women's match between Toni Storm and Billie Starkz. I'm so glad to have Athena and Billie Starkz on AEW TV. They're great on Ring of Honor. Obviously, Athena might be the greatest Ring of Honor champion they've ever had at this point. But it's so good to see them there. They feel like such an important duo. It's so good to have them mixing it up with the different women on the roster. Athena versus Toni Storm. They teased her using her contract to take a title shot and to try to steal the title away. Alex Windsor foiled that, and it's just cool. It's a lot of fresh faces after feeling like Toni Storm has been wrestling the same people over and over and over again. It's really nice to get new matchups and new people into these spots. So let me know what your favorite part of the show this week was.